What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Vitamin Leads, your healthy dose of leadership. I'm your host, TJ Reed, and today we're going to talk about SNL dress rehearsal. This scene behind me might be one that's familiar to you. Have you ever watched Saturday Night Live at 11:35 and the guest gets ready to come out and do their monologue? One thing you might not be aware of is that every Saturday at 10 p.m., they actually do a dress rehearsal with a crowd that's there. They begin to work out the kinks. They begin to see what gets laughs, what doesn't get laughs. And then from that time, from around 11 p.m. till 11:30, they rewrite things. They try different things out so that they can get ready to broadcast the real live Saturday Night Live to millions of audiences, TVs around the country. And so today I want to talk about the SNL dress rehearsal because I think that we as leaders need to have dress rehearsal meetings. How did I learn this principle? A couple years ago, I was a recruiter in one of the schools at the university I'm a leader at now. And my leaders thought that I had some great new ideas. So they asked me to present these new ideas to the faculty and the staff at the next faculty staff meeting. I blindly went into this meeting and I began to share this idea, what was genuinely a good idea that I had been asked to share. It was shot down by a variety of faculty for a variety of reasons. Nobody could come to a general consensus. And the idea was boop, 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 dead on the floor of that meeting. And so genuinely frustrated, I was like, man, this was such a good idea. Why weren't they all about it? And as I began to think about that, I said, you know what? I'm going to do something different next time before that meeting comes around. And I determined that the week before that meeting happened the next month, I was going to go around and to begin to talk to the faculty and the leaders of the staff. I began to share, hey, here's my idea. Here's what I think about it. What do you think about it? What works? What doesn't work? What do you hope to see? Here's how I think it could actually benefit your part of the department. What do you see? What do you think? And so they began to share it. Some of them had some really great ideas of things that I was missing, blind spots that I had, things that I had never thought of. And it really helped me to think through the idea and retweak it. And so before I went to meet with the next faculty member, I'd say, okay, here's what I'm seeing the ideas. Here's some of the feedback I've gotten before. What do you think? What could be improved upon? And I did that faculty member by faculty member before we got to the next faculty staff meeting. So the following week, when I stood up before this group of faculty and staff, this idea was not a new idea to the majority of the room. And they had all given their feedback and what they had thought about it. And to no surprise of me, after I had made this change, this idea passed unanimously and it was implemented in our department. And that's because I went around to get this sort of a thing. And so you need dress rehearsal meetings because what it does is first of all, it clarifies your message, right? You might have a great idea, but that great idea needs to be kind of chiseled out, kind of like a block of stone. You go, this is a great block of stone, but ultimately the ideas and the other folks that speak into it will help to make it a better idea. It'll be like taking a slab of stone and finding the statue of David in it, right? So you need to clarify your message. Second of all, it helps you to have these dress rehearsal meetings to collaborate with your fellow teammates. It helps you to say, hey, listen, I'm not in this alone. And this may be a great idea. And you might have the best ideas in the world. But one thing that I found is you can have the best ideas in the world. And if nobody else has bought into it, it's a dead idea. And so it helps you to collaborate with your teammates and to get a consensus on what a great idea is going to be for your department. And then last of all, what it does is it gives you the opportunity, these dress rehearsal meetings, to ask for their support. You know, before you get in front of a group of 20, the hope is that you'd have the support of the majority of the room. So ask for that support. Say, hey, listen, you've spoken into this. I think it's a great idea. You've shared how you think it could be a great idea. If it looks like this, would you join me in supporting this idea? And when they do that, great. Then you have an idea that you can begin to run with, and then you have partners that can work with you on that idea. And so it's so important for us as leaders to have dress rehearsal meetings. I hope that makes sense to you, that this is your 10 p.m. meetings before you go Saturday Night Live at 11:35. And so let me encourage you, the next time you have a great idea and you're going to be presenting to a new room of people, don't let that be the first time that they hear this idea. Let it be something that they've already bought into so that you know that you have consensus before you need consensus. All right, I hope that's helpful to you. I hope that you have a great start to your week, and I look forward to talking to you soon. You've been listening to Vitamin Lead, your healthy dose of leadership, and I'm your host, TJ Reed.